This is my great-great-grandfather, Yip Sang. He was born in 1845 in China, came to the United States in 1865, worked as a cook, a dishwasher, didn't poor-paying jobs, but then he decided to seek his fortune by going north to the Alaska Gold Rush. He didn't find any gold, but he was lucky in a different way, in that he got a very good, high-paying job as a paymaster with the Canadian Pacific Railroad. He earned enough money and saved enough money so that he could start his own business. And he was selling supplies, food, clothing to railroad workers. And his business was so successful that he was able to afford 4 wives simultaneously. That's right, 4 wives. With those wives, he had 21 children, and they in turn gave him 67 grandchildren by the time of his passing in 1925. This is a picture of Yip Sang taken at his 80th birthday. You could see the patriarch sitting here, his wives around him, the 21 children, and some of the 67 grandchildren. Yip, this is the family tree. It shows Yip on top, wife number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 600 descendants here. This was done in the 1990s for a family reunion. And I want to focus on my part of the family tree. As I said earlier, I'm a descendant of wife number 1, and then daughter number 1 here, and then her daughter number 1, my mother who's daughter number 2, and then me shown here, son number 1, and my children are shown here, the 6th generation. So this is my great-great-grandmother, great-great-grandfather, great-grandmother, grandmother, mom, me, and then my children, the 6th generation. This is my great-great-grandmother, so this is wife number 1. She was born in 1853, married Yip in the 1860s. And after having 2 children, she became very ill. Lying in her bed, she saw a bug crossing the room. She quickly grabbed a string, tied as many knots as possible, but only tied 2 knots before the bug disappeared. She felt she only had 2 years to live, so she immediately wrote to Yip and said that he had to get another wife to take care of the children. But she decided to take matters in her own hands and decided that the 13-year-old babysitter of her children would be a good choice. Wang Shi was a peasant girl, also an orphan living with her aunt, so her prospects of marriage were very, very poor. So she decided it was better to be wife number 2 of a wealthy man than the first wife of a peasant in China. She was supposed to be wife number 1 when Yip Tai Tai passed, but then Yip Sang met Dong Shi. He saw her in the streets of Canton, sitting in a carriage, a parasol, immediately infatuated. Asked the father, who was a warlord, for permission, and he granted that permission on the condition that she be wife number 1. Everybody moved into Yip's house, but he soon found the place was disorganized, so he had to take another wife, Qin Shi, to organize things. Qin was at the ripe old age of 28, also a peasant girl, very poor prospects of marriage, so she figured it was better to be wife number 4 than being an old maid. It turned out that Qin was Yip Sang's favorite wife because she knew how to please him, according to the family stories. I wonder what her secret was. The household was then moved entirely to Canada. Polygamy was illegal in Canada at the time, but it's still permissible in China, because basically you could have as many wives as you could afford. To the Canadian authorities, Yip told them that he had only one wife and the rest were sisters all living together. To house this big family, Yip built a 5-story building where his storefront was on the first level, and above the store each of the families had a floor complete with bathrooms, bedrooms, kitchen, living room. This is a picture of my grandmother, Feng Day, or the granddaughter of Yip Tsang, and my mother is shown here, daughter number 2. My grandmother, Feng Day, when she was 4 years old, her nanny accidentally dropped her, and she got a bad concussion, and the doctors said she was going to die. A blind psychic recommended to her mom that she go west, where the wonders of modern medicine would keep her alive and live to the age of 40. Normally, moving to America would not have been possible, but she was the granddaughter of Yip Tsang, so they went to Canada. Feng was cured, and by the way, she lived to 85 years old, beating out the psychic's prediction. This picture, I'm shown in this picture. This is the 5th generation, so these are all the great-great-grandchildren of Yip Tsang. This was taken in the middle 1980s. I'm 42 years old in this picture. There's a baby shown here, 1 year old, so it shows a 40-year time span in the 5th generation. And recall, I'm from wife number 1, daughter number 1, daughter number 1, daughter number 2, so it's not surprising that I'm the oldest in that picture. Sometimes my friends ask me if I want to be like my great-great-grandfather, and the answer is yes and no. Do I want to be a successful entrepreneur running a profitable business and helping my fellow mankind? Absolutely. Do I want to be a civic and political leader? Absolutely. Do I want 4 wives simultaneously? Well, hell no. I can't even handle the one I have. Thank you very much for listening to my story.